The stock on our radar is Interglobe, as Indigo CEO Peter Elbers has resigned 3 months after the mass cancellation of flights in December. Promoter and MD Rahul Bhatia has taken interim charge, will manage the operations till a transition takes place. And he put out a letter as well yesterday saying that what happened in December shouldn't have happened, and at the same time that he wants Indigo to now be the customer's choice. So to discuss this and more, the impact of West Asia's war and higher crude prices as well, a lot of things to speak about on Interglobe Aviation. Sriram Subramaniam, who's the founder and managing director at InGovern, joins in. Also, Mark Martin, who's the founder and CEO at Martin Consulting. Let's
Mark, you want to come in? Is this a step in the right direction for Interglobe Aviation? Because the resignation also comes at a time when all the airlines around the world are battling with very high jet fuel costs. Flights are getting cancelled on account of the Middle East conflict. So there is turbulence at the operational end due to the current circumstances. So at that point, in a way, there is going to be sort of a leadership vacuum, though Rahul Bhatia has stepped in.
Hi, I think this is something which was very clear from the onset. We knew very well there was a tremendous amount of angst with the board with some of the decisions Peter Elbers took. The writing was on the wall. I mean, Indigo grew as an LCC. It came to its shape and form and critical mass by offering an LCC product. Ever since Peter Elbers came, and that got twisted with, IATA coming on board. On top of that, the model changing, Indigo stretch, all sorts of options which technically the airline never really needed. Also going in for ACMI aircraft. And I think we have to be very clear that what happened in December was self-inflicted. That is a very, very defined expat tactic to add pressure on the government. And Indians are not stupid. The government is not dumb. And so are investors. Everyone is aware that what Indigo did was because of its leadership, and they took a decision to add pressure on the government. So there is no mercy, and there is no forgiveness in this. But I think Rahul Bhatia coming in is a brilliant step, because we have to understand globally, the success of airlines are more when you have promoter-driven airlines. Emirates' success is driven by Sheikh Maktoum, who puts his skin in the game. Wherever you have an airline where the CEO runs it himself, the success factor increases dramatically. Now, Indigo clearly, after Bhatia stepped down because of the Gangwal insanity, has had a complete identity crisis. They were no longer an LCC. We couldn't understand what the product is. And Indigo Stretch has been an utter disaster. I think with the way things are, what really concerns me is that why was this announcement made now? They could have waited for March 31st. Why did they announce it right now before financial closure? And the reason is Indigo is going to have the worst Q3, Q4 ever. This will be the only year that Indigo is going to be in the red. And I think that's what's hit the panic button. Personally, I'm very happy that Rahul has taken over, because now Rahul would have to fix the house, sort things out, weed out all the madness and insanity that was created by expats. And it's not just one expat, guys. You have almost 15 expats running the airline. And Indigo was an airline that gave the traveler and consumer what he wanted, how he wanted, and at the price he needed. Okay, there's no complications to running an airline. 33 years I've run airlines in my career. All it depends on give the consumer what he wants and make him happy. Period. So I think Rahul Bhatia coming back is going to raise a lot of investor confidence. That's for sure. Second is, guys, the stock price is going to get hit. Q4 will be negative, but that's only momentary. I don't want, investors really should not panic. It's just a phase.
Right. We take that point, but, of all the things that you say, you said that they could have waited till March 31st, whereas Sriram says that why didn't this announcement come a lot earlier? We take those opinions on board. The stock has already seen a correction of almost 30%. The street is backing Rahul Bhatia because, on a day like this where there is panic, there could have been a bigger gash on account of this leadership, announcement that has come by. The stock instead is higher by about 2%. But Rahul Bhatia hasn't come for good as well, right? He's still the interim leader until they found a successor. And sources have told our colleagues that they have a successor in place. So then do you think we go back to square one with Rahul Bhatia stepping down once again, making way for a new leader, and then that new leader running the house once again?
Is that for me?
That's for you, Mark.
Okay, yeah, thanks. So I think, yes. I think Rahul, this end of the day, the buck stops at Rahul Bhatia. This is his brainchild. It's his airline. He has ownership and responsibility. And now neither is the board nor are investors going to take any other expat CEO who's going to come and tinker around or play around or muck about with this airline, right? It's far too critical at this stage. Indigo's grown. Indigo started after SpiceJet. So 2007 to where they are now, they're just about 19 years, and the growth that they've seen is immense. And that has been driven by a promoter backed airline, not a board run airline. In contrast, SpiceJet is run by a board. Indigo is run by a promoter. When the promoter puts his own skin in the game, it's about responsibility, ownership, and pretty much driving from the front. Yeah. So my personal and with the analytics that we've seen, although he has said this is an interim decision, but we're not sure the definition of interim is. He could have specified 1 year or 6 months, and it's going to be till such time enough confidence is built again in the brand. Because after what happened in December, after they pretty much willfully took that step to add pressure on the government to repeal the FDTL, that's earned a tremendous amount of negativity with the traveler, with the government, with stakeholders, with banks. Today banks are, and it's an open secret, guys. No bank wants to fund Indigo at the moment after what happened in December. So Rahul's got a crazy uphill task. He's going to have to rebuild confidence with everybody: passengers, banks, the government, the regulator, lessors, all of it. And let me be very, very clear. Don't expect firecrackers March 31st in their Q4 closure. Okay, it is going to be negative, but I think somewhere the investors believe in Rahul Bhatia, and that's going to create a tremendous amount of confidence, as you rightly said. Indigo's got a fleet expansion program now. They need to start getting an Airbus A350s. Indigo's growth should have been organic. There was no need to go inorganic by taking wet leased 777s from Norsk or Turkish. That was not needed. Why didn't you grow organically? And why did Indigo go IATA? IATA globally is a lobby group of full service airlines that suppress and destroy low cost carriers. It's public knowledge. In the European Union, IATA has been taken to court for creating monopolies. Okay, so I think IATA was the biggest disaster. Indigo backing IATA was the biggest disaster. And I think the first off the block, the first neck that's going to be cut is the IATA affiliation, because that just does not make sense. Elbers wanted to transform Indigo to a full service carrier, an insanity that comes with a full service carrier, which is not needed. Air travel is pretty simplified. Give the traveler what he wants at the price he needs, and you got your airplane full. I've run airlines, so I know this. And what IATA typically does is just focus on price catalyzation. So I think, guys, overall, Rahul coming back is going to bring a lot of confidence, but it's a wait and watch. I'm not going to, be trigger happy at the moment.
All right, Martin, Sriram, thank you very much for joining in. The view perhaps is that it's in the better interest of Interglobe Aviation, the shareholders, if Rahul Bhatia stays on longer, steers the company out of these troubled times before the new CEO successor is announced. But move on to the IT sector. Now,